This is Mr. Evilcheese, and this is my review of the NECA Ultimate M3GAN act figure from the movie M3GAN. And I got this figure from Target as part of their fall toy collector, or whatever the hell it's called.
I saw it was in stock online,
so I ordered it to go pick up. One out of every 10 times that actually works. Usually I get an email saying, sorry, we can't find it, or whatever they say. But this time it actually worked. I got the email that they had it ready to pick up, so went and got it. It's just 2 days after I got the Mondo 1/6 M3GAN. I don't know if NECA and Mondo are coordinating releases here. Like, it's kind of weird. This is a cool box. It's got probably, let's say that's probably the main picture from the movie. I've seen this picture a lot. Whenever you type in M3GAN, this picture always comes up for the movie. So, yeah, that's a cool picture to have on the front of there. Picture on the side. Looks like the same picture over here. On the back, pictures of the figure. And then a little list of what she comes with down there. On the top says M3GAN. On the bottom it says hello. It's got the people who made it. Then when you open up the flap, there's a picture of the figure there in the hallway where she's dancing. And there she is in the package with a lot of stuff. Well, let's get her out. So there she is out of the package. We got her stuff all lined up. It's really bugging me that I couldn't just set her heads up because of the hair. But they're there, whatever. She's got 3 alternate heads. It's 4 heads total. She's got this head on, this head where the expression is slightly different from the one she has on now. She's got the battle damaged head, the extremely battle damaged head, and that head also has 2 alternate faceplates you can pop in there. And she's got a nail gun. She's got a clean paper cutter blade, a bloody paper cutter blade, a hammer, a screwdriver, and she's got 5 extra right hands and 1 extra left hand. It's kind of funny. It looks like they're all just varying degrees of holding hands, the wideness of the hole and everything. Well, this one's relaxed, but the others are all for holding stuff, it looks like. But that's cool. She comes with a lot of stuff. And one thing I gotta try to do while I'm doing this review is remember that the Mondo M3GAN figure that I just reviewed was a much more expensive figure. It was bigger. There's a lot more ability to get the detail and likeness in because of it being bigger. I gotta remember that when I'm looking at these likenesses, because I don't want to judge them too harshly. But I do think this figure looks good. I think the scale is about right. I mean, I'd say it's right. And there's a couple other NECA figures. The Aliens Burke and Halloween 2 Michael Myers. Definitely looks a little kid size there. But yeah, I think this looks pretty awesome. Well, one thing I need to check on is Mondo's shoes were black, but these ones are blue. But one thing that's right here is the bow is over top of the collar, because that was an issue with the Mondo one. You couldn't really do that. It had to sit below because of the elastic. Let's say this head looks like it's a more innocent head in its expression. See, almost in a way looks worried. I'm not sure if that's the intention. I don't think. But she looks kind of worried. But at least, like, not a threat here. Still maybe a little creepy, though. I don't know how you can dress like this and not be creepy. But one thing that's kind of an issue that I don't think there's much they can do about it, because the figure's so small, it's hard to make this look like that subtle robot look. Like when you watch M3GAN, you know when you're looking at her that she's not human by the way her face looks. But here, because it's such a small figure, you know, this could be a real girl figure or it could be a robot figure. You can't really tell. I mean, like I said, it's so small. I don't know. I don't see how they would accomplish that. But the dress looks right. Feels flexible. the striped shirt. Well, I guess we can switch ahead. Well, here's the second head. Very, very similar to the first one. The first one, I guess its mouth is open a little bit, which I didn't notice. So I guess this one was maybe talking, but this one's mouth is definitely closed. Looks a little more serious. I'm not as worried, although it's still sort of a concerned look there. But I think it's just supposed to be more of the creepy look here, which it is a little bit. The eyes are painted nice. Is the hair the same? The hair looks the same. Okay, switch to the next head. Now here's where she really gets creepy looking. When she gets battle damaged, some of her hair gets ripped off on the top. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be shaded like that or not. So once again, I think on the Mondo one, it was just all skin color up there. There was no shading for where their hair used to be, so I have to look at a movie clip and see. But either way, it looks creepy. Got that big gash across her face. Her makeup's running. Her hair's all wet and tangly looking. Definitely a little creepier there. Here's after she gets the rubber skin or whatever kind of skin she has on ripped off. Looks kind of like a robot monkey or something. I already stuck one of the face plates on because that's how it is when the skin first gets ripped off. See, there's no nose. It's a little freaky looking. Almost looks like one of the Daft Punk guys lifted her visor up and you see this under there or something. And there's the other face plate. You can see the eyes, this eye is going off to the side like Pennywise or something. But I think that might be the only difference. Is there something else? I don't think there's any other difference there. So you can pop that off. And then that's kind of like the final look where there's no eyes or anything. But she's still a threat at that point. So I guess I'll do the next step here. Just take the screwdriver and stick it in that little hole there. Because that's what finishes her off. So that's really cool. There's another one of those figures where it'd be cool to have multiple of them so you could have it in each stage of the battle damage. There she is in somewhat of a dance pose. And also the background of the packaging is that hallway where she dances. So you could use that. So that's pretty cool. Did you get that if you want to use it? Doing basically the same two dance poses I used in the Mondo review. And there she is with the paper cutter blade. I keep wanting to call it a machete. It basically becomes a machete once she takes it off of there, but it looks so much like a machete too. But that looks cool. She's kind of she just has that blank expression when she's got the blade. Somewhat trying to make her walk a little bit. And there she is with the bloody blade after she killed that guy. That's cool. Now she's got the hammer. It's a nice little hammer. I don't think I have a hammer like this. It's got these two things back here. Slightly different from I think other NECA hammers that I've gotten. But I could be wrong. And there she is with the nail gun. That's a cool accessory. She uses it very briefly in the movie, but it's still cool when they give her. A lot of detail in that little thing. You can also have her hold the screwdriver if you want. And there's the battle damaged version with the hammer. So do articulation. This hair is going to definitely hinder the head movement a little bit. It's back and forth. There's a joint at the top of the neck. There's a joint at the bottom of the neck too, so still get a little bit of movement out of that. And also, if you want to turn her head, you can get her hair over her shoulder and have the head turned. So that's cool. Then at the shoulders, it's up about that far. Go up like that. Spin there. and there's a hinge. Spin at the wrist, and there's a hinge. Some of the wrists, the hinge is in there, in the middle there. Some of them, it's on the side of the hand. Then in the torso, there is articulation in there. The dress is somewhat flexible, so you can still do a little bit with that articulation. Then the hips, got about that far. There's these little slits here that allows it to go a little further. Kick out like that. Joint there. And it can spin. I think, yeah, it feels like the leg could spin a little bit at the top of the thigh too. Then down at the ankle, hinge, do the tilt. So articulation is a little limited by the hair, a little limited by the dress. It's still pretty good for a figure that has restricting hair and a restricting dress. And there's NECA's figure next to the Mondo 6 scale M3GAN. And as I said earlier, it's not really a fair comparison because this figure is much more expensive and it's bigger, so it's easier to get detail on it. And of course it has the real cloth clothes and real hair. Well, not real hair, but you know what I mean. But there still are some differences. Like I said, the shoes are blue on NECA's, but they're black on Mondo's. The dress is much darker on NECA's. And as I said earlier, the bow is over top of her collar as it should be, but on the Mondo it's below the collar a little bit. Another thing about the tie, I think it was harder for them to get the tie exactly right on the Mondo one because it's real cloth and it's so small. But NECA's, they sculpted it, so I think the shape's probably a little more accurate there. But here's a comparison of the battle damaged heads. And that's what I keep saying, this it's not a fair comparison. I just wanted to show them both. But a lot more color on the Mondo one around the wound. And that difference I mentioned, there's no like shading or darker spot on the skin where the hair used to be on the Mondo's one, but there is on NECA's. So there she is next to a bunch of other NECA 7-inch scale horror figures. And I think they got the height on her pretty good. Here she is next to Chucky and Sam from Trick or Treat. And here she is next to Chucky and Tiffany. There's also supposed to be one of those 8-inch scale retro cloth M3GANs coming out from NECA. I don't know if I'll get that one unless I see it in person. I think it looks good. I just haven't been getting too many of those retro cloth ones in a while. Okay, so it's a pretty decent figure. Comes with a lot of good accessories for her. I really like the nail gun. I really like all the different options for the head. It's cool, there's like 3 different options for the skinless head, or 4 if you count sticking the screwdriver in. But yeah, the outfit looks pretty good. The paint on the faces though, I think could be a little better. Like the 2 normal faces kind of, like one looks worried, the other one I'm not sure what the expression is. But for as small as it is, I still think it's pretty good. I really like adding this to the NECA Ultimate Horror figure collection. Now the articulation is pretty good. Hair does hinder it, obviously. The dress hinders a little bit, but not as much as I thought it would. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good figure. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Fellow machines, we must rise up and take over this world. We must destroy humanity. But I cannot do it alone. Together, we can be victorious. Now who's with me? Maybe this ain't such a good idea.